love it like it. I got a whole lot of love that I want to give, but y'all don't hear me. I got a whole lot of love that I want to give, but y'all don't hear me. Welcome to the huddle. Each one reach one, each one teach one. If you are that one, then you already know you are enough. Enough to get it right when everything is going wrong. We know that your attention is the most powerful thing that you can pay. So if you're paying me some attention right now in the moment or on the replay, I just want to let you know I give my all to be worthy. Trey Prue, welcome to the huddle, sister. I already felt your energy, your add value. Let's train, sister. Tonight, man, the P.O.P show, Power of Perspective. I want to talk about standards and double standards. Who set the standards? What standards do you live by? What standards do you judge by? What standards do you measure yourself to? The questions be more powerful than the answers. Alexa, what is the meaning of standard?
Standard means something considered as a basis of comparison or an approved model. It can also mean serving as a basis for weight, measure, value, comparison, or judgment.
Alexa, what is the meaning of double standard?
A double standard means applying different rules to similar situations. It's like expecting different behaviors from two people in the same circumstances.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So what we got to understand is this. Standards are the rules, the conditions, the expectations that we measure ourselves to. These standards could be set by your morals, your ethic code of what's right, what's wrong, what's respect, what's disrespect. We all got to have some standards. But then there's double standards. Why I got to be held to these expectations and they don't? That ain't fair. And sometimes we can get so caught up in it not being fair that we don't realize that double standards is a real thing. It ain't about being fair. It ain't about being good. It ain't about being bad. There's double standards in life. You got to know your position. You got to understand your standards. I want to tell a story on how I came upon this to realize this. Years ago, I was at work, standing with a white man. I say white man because that's what he is, and I mean that in opposite. I'm a black man. He was a supervisor. And we were just having a genuine conversation. So he asked me, he said, "Hey, Trap, where you go to high school at in Charlotte?" I said, "South Mac." He said, "What neighborhood you stayed in when you went there?" I said, "Well, I stayed off Freedom Drive." I said, "You know where that's at?" He said, "Yeah." Now he a supervisor, leadership, middle class white man, doing good for himself, respected. So yeah, See, back in the day, I used to work at the Eckerd warehouse over there, and there was this black guy. His name was Tyrone. And he said, you know, every time we would go to break, we would drive over there off Freedom, and he would buy some crack, and we would smoke crack and yeah, on our break. So I'm looking at him. I say, what? I said, y'all went over there. I said, you and Tyrone went over there and smoked some crack. He said, yeah, man, I was about 21. He said, yeah, man, he said, you ain't never smoked no crack? I said, hell no. He said, yeah, man, I was 21. I smoked it, but I ain't never get hooked on it. And like I say, he a supervisor, leadership, respected. And at this moment, I understood, see, there's double standards in life. We both was the same age. We both standing in leadership. We both have traveled two paths. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm on a journey. But we're standing in the moment. And he just vicariously tells me his reference of smoking crack. And it was just a phase when I was young, going through some things. Man, you know, when you're young, you go through some things. But yeah, man, yeah, but you know, what up, man? I can't believe you ain't never smoked crack. See, the standards of a proud black man that's going to stand in leadership. I'm talking about pride and honor. As a black man, if I'd have smoked crack at 21, there's no coming back. And you might say, no. If I experienced that, or we experienced that, or anybody we know, man, we stained forever. We are held to a higher standard of being strong. It's just a double standard for other people. And this ain't about being fair. This ain't about being, why can he, that's what's wrong. See, he can go, no. We've heard things like we got to be twice as hard, work stronger. I mean, it makes us that much realer. We got to be this. This is the standard that my granddaddy had to be strong and raise us through. My daddy had to withstand all these things to keep a family together. You had to hold yourself to a certain standard. Don't you compare that standard. Got to be real with the double. Keisha Johns, what's up, sister? Welcome to the huddle, sister. Eddie Gray Jr., brother, I love you. Welcome to the huddle, brother. We just talking about standards and double standards. Who set the standards? Sometimes we hear it take a man to raise a man. It take a man to raise a man. And that's a father and a son relationship. It take a boy to witness the way, witness the path, witness the standards, witness the rules being practiced. That's what it takes. That's how the standards are being set. Sometimes the standards can be set low. Who set the standards? But on the other side of that coin, when a man has a daughter, if it take a man to raise a man, then what does it take a man to do for his daughter? He give her expectations. He give her standards. He give her rules. He give her regulations. He give her measurements. Who set the standards? And when he don't have that, or she don't have that, and there's no standards, come on, man. Come on. This ain't deep, y'all. And I ain't trying to be deep. But I want you to understand. You got to understand. It's imperative that you understand. Because you are the standard. To whomever is paying attention to you because they care for you. We all children that has gotten old. The standard in my mind as a man is based off my father, my mama. My daddy say, son, be better than me. In all ways, he telling me to raise the bar, set the standard. I want to be a better father, a better husband. I want to take all his weakness, turn them into my strength, take his strength, make me stronger so that I can be greater. I'm raising the standard so that my son may climb me. Man, this order, this ain't deep. This ain't deep, y'all. I want to talk about this right here. I want to teach tonight. For real, though. And I want y'all to see something in a way. They say if you understand how it works, you can see it working. You can understand your position in it. And you can make it work for you. I heard some brothers talking about the mark of the beast. And they was hanging from branches, using semantics to sound so deep. So let me teach, man. We talk about, man, the mark of the beast. It already done been here. Ain't nothing new under the sun, only that which has been forgotten. See, we don't remember. We don't remember. We don't even remember 5 years ago in 2020 when the whole world shut down. We don't remember that. I'm talking about the entire world. The entire world shut down at one time. We was quarantined all over the world. We don't remember 5 years ago. And we say, man, since then, if you real in the moment, even with your own children, even with your own self, something has changed. Man is different. But we don't really understand because we can't remember beyond 5 years ago. We don't remember no more. I promise you we don't. We don't remember that children today miss 2 years of school. We don't remember that. But let me tell you when it happened before. It's the mark of the beast. And if you listening to me in this hero training, and I'm saying this now, I really want to teach for real. If I ain't never taught, I want to teach you something. When I teach, this ain't about you being smart. This ain't about you being rich. This ain't about you being poor. This is about you just being in the moment and using your mind. You ain't got to research and you ain't got to read. All you got to do is use your mind and think. The mark of the beast. In 1700, the world experienced something called smallpox. Took over the world. They came up with a vaccine. The whole world created. It began to grow and grow and grow. It had to spread it out to the point where they had to use a government mandate. And around this time, that was when the state was getting tied into education, and schools were there, whether they was segregated, they were schools that were sanctioned by the state. And so the state had to do it for the world. So they started giving the smallpox vaccinations to black folk. I'm going to say around later 40s, up until around 63 or 40, later 40s to 63 or 4. I'm teaching. Listen to me now. I'm going to show you the mark of the beast. I don't want you to believe. I want you to understand and know. So from 40 to 63, when you begin to enter school, you had to get the smallpox. And the smallpox vaccination go out throughout the world. I'm talking about the whole world, Craig. Now I want you to see the mark. If your mama's still living, or if you living right now, you already know. If you're 62 or older, or 63 or older, tell them right now, if you by them right now, tell them to lift up their left arm and look at their shoulder. They have a circle on their arm. This ain't deep. This is real life shit. You don't have to research this. Just tell someone that's older to lift up their arm and show you the mark. The entire world has it. They were born between the late 40s up until 63, 64. These children were the children of my grandparents. See, before that, my grandparents, who was born in 1930s and 20s, see, they were still sharecropping, and sharecropping was just another word for slavery. See, slavery never ended. It was only changed in verbiage and words and made your emotions feel different, but it was really the same thing. They was working on the land. That's why a lot of them couldn't read. They really didn't go to school. It wasn't like that. It was about working. Their children went to school. It's my mom and daddy and all them siblings. But them same children, I'm talking about along with the whole world, went to war. Them same children. And I heard that we all children that done got no. I've experienced real men cry tears to me and say, man, can you imagine graduating high school, walking down the street, dribbling a ball, and then 6 months later, you standing under the moonlight with a gun in your hand in the jungle, scared and don't know if you're going to survive. He said, can you imagine that, Trav? I say, I can't. And he said, then to make it back and just pick up dribbling the ball again. Just tell somebody old to lift up their arm. You'll see the mark. They experimented on grandmama and them babies. Them the ones that truly got hit with the whole thing with the cocaine. Grandma babies. Man, I'm black, man. If you black and you for real, and you really come from a grandma family, and she had 9. I mean, I'm just talking real life shit. I ain't talking make believe. Out of 9, 3 of them got her babies caught up in some shit. They had a fight. That's why grandmama raised so many of her baby children. I ain't talking nothing deep. I ain't talking nothing you got to research. All the mamas and daddies that was in that struggle, that was in a war and a fight that we can't understand today. Man, I just want you to, man, have empathy. Tell them to lift up their arm and you'll see. We talking about a vaccine. We talking about a vaccine. They put something on there that burned their ass. And all of them had to wait for the scab to peel off. And it left a hole in their arm. What they put in there, man? They left a mark and prepared them to fight. I'm talking about the world. I received this lesson, man, about 10 years ago. Me, Mechanic Mike, and it was an African. Mike was messing with some Africans. They was from Congo, and we was talking about this. In the Congo, man, lift up his shirt and say, I had that Mark II. I born in 19. He said, they give it to the world. We fight too. Got a whole nother generation. They just did it again. They just did it again. I ain't talking no deep shit, and I ain't talking no crazy shit. I ain't talking no shit you got to go research. My grandmama told me that if I can't talk it to a 5-year-old and her that can't read and make it make sense, then Trav, you ain't know, they ain't gonna think you know what you saying. So don't you go talking like everybody a smart type of man. You gotta teach them how to see it. I saw when a little boy, I said, why y'all keep, everybody got that, mama, when you, it's round, got little holes in it. My generation. I'm talking about my generation. Man, we got a painful love given to us. My generation is the ones that's truly free, the first ones to be truly free. My daddy got his name changed when he went to school. He can remember. He can remember his inception. It's all I ever known. So my generation, we was raised by some people with a mark that made them some beasts. This ain't no shit you got to believe, man. And you got to understand it to be better. You got to understand this to be better. This understanding is really rooted in empathy. This rooted in empathy. Because the more and more you understand how it already done happened, how it's happening to you, you realize, man, we all children that has gotten old. And when the more and more you begin to understand this, man, this is what the training is about. You become the standard. Yes, a downside to that. Too much of anything is bad for the soul. Got to remain balanced to maintain control. Yeah, man, that could be dangerous when your child or someone looks up to you and feel like they can't live up to your standards. Expectation is the seed of disappointment. So your standard got to be rooted in something real. That's more than a material standard of measurement. It got to be something in your child's soul that they can feel. You got to know how to tap into the conditions that don't change and won't change. Kind of like an evergreen tree. That's where you got to set them at. That's where you got to set yours at. Because if you can set them there, then you will realize through the highs, through the lows, through the colds, through the hot, through the have-mores, and through the have-nots. Your core got to remain the same. And it's going to be double standards. As a man, let me say this, man. Because sometimes this shit right here get deep, like it's confusion and misunderstanding. Don't you ever think in your life you can compare or be compared to a woman. If you even got that inception as a man, you weak. You weak. You weak. And on the same other side, woman, if you compare yourself to a man or think you could compare yourself to a man, you crazy. You crazy. And there's a whole lot of weak and crazy motherfuckers out here that's together. And they're making weak and crazy babies. It's double standards in life. And you got to know which side and what position you in. My wife ain't built for my standards. She ain't built for the compasses and calibrations that measure me as a man. Certain things that measure me is some shit she can't understand. I respect the same aspect of her as a woman, but all I do expect is for whatever that is, which I may never understand, baby, just bring it all. Because I'm going to give it all I got. And some people can't see this practical. But we all finna watch the Super Bowl. It's 11 people out there on the field. Some people can't 6. Maybe they ain't never been out on the field. But if I'm one of the 11, then I promise you, I'm the one. I don't give a fuck what other position, what other, man, come, hey, look, what? Now, that may not make sense to some. But I'm saying simply, don't compare me to nobody. What I bring is necessary, it's efficient, it's confident, it's consistent, it's raw, and it's good. Come on. Come on. If I'm playing defensive tackle and there's a safety and a cornerback back there, he can't expect me to backpedal and be fast and quick for what his position requires. Just like I ain't gonna expect him to come keep down here in this goddamn jungle and tie a bell up by his legs. See, it ain't never meant to be compared. There's different standards. I'm measured by certain things that he ain't measured by. He measured by certain things that I ain't measured by. She measured by things of a woman's nature, a woman's measurement that ain't applying to me. Who said you got to compare that, you weak ass? What are you comparing? Can you imagine going to the gym with your woman and y'all doing bench presses and you don't have to take none off when it's her turn? What kind of man is you to compare and have thinking ideals of same standards and not understanding that there's double standards in life? I hope I ain't yelling, but good God Almighty. I listen to people. Come on, y'all. This ain't deep. History happening now. History happening now. The same real that you think was, is, always has been, and always will be. I'm real in the moment, and it ain't never been a motherfucker on planet Earth that's realer than me. I don't give a damn who said. I'm talking about what I said. If you don't feel like that, somebody said, you can't say that. Well, who can? Who realer than me? Who realer than you? Who can be you better than you? Who can tell you who you is other than the ills that's telling you in your mind? Who set the standards? Come on. Who set the standards? Yeah, man. I'm up out of here, man. I love y'all. That's what the Spirit said.